So guys, it's our 12th project. In this particular projects, we're going to build a book recommendation system. So the project is mainly based on the recommendation system. So at the end of the project, we will see how to apply the machine learning model to get a built recommender system. Already in our previous theory part, already we have discussed how the recommender systems work internally. What is the theory behind it? All the things we have discussed. Now let's implement that thing in a real life data. So the data that I have collected, the link of the particular data I have given in the description below. Just you can download from there and apply that data on your own system. Okay, now let's follow that step that I am going to maintain. So to this plan of attack is like that. So first of all, we have import that necessary libraries and the respective data set that I have collect from the internet. Okay, and the reference of the data I will paste it in the description. Okay, don't be confused, don't be worried about it. So that's the first job that I'm going to do. After that, we have to use some exploratory data analysis to analyze the data, and after that we will pre-process the data, that is preparations the data for applying the machine learning model, and after we will build that our respective recommendation model. That's the fourth step we will maintain here. Okay, so let's follow one by one. So first, let's copy that name. Let's go to the folder. I have already created the folder. Okay, so let's visualize the data set first. What is actually look like our data set? So guys, that's our data sets look like this type. So they are half 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12 column there have. First column is book id, second column contains the book title, you can see from here. Third is the author's name of a particular book. Second is the average of the rating. Then ISBN number of a book. ISBN. This one is also a ISBN 13 number. I have no idea about that number. If you're interested, just search it on Google. And it is the language of the particular book, number of pages, rating counts. This is the main important feature of making the recommendations. How much rating we have, what are the average rating we have, what is the text review that we have. So that's the main thing that we have apply as our features. Okay, so let's make first the Jupyter. Let's open the Jupyter notebook first, then let's apply one by one. Let's go to that folder. Yes, now let's apply the Jupyter notebook. Wait some minute, sorry. Now it's open. Now go to a particular folder. Now let's create a Jupyter notebook. Let's rename that name, that in future we have pasted that notebook in our GitHub library. Let's rename it. Yes. Now first step is what? So first step is you have to import the necessary libraries and the respective dataset. Let's make it as title. Yes. Now after that we have to import the necessary libraries. Let's import it. So let's import it. Let's write one by one. First thing that we need, we have to input our numpy. That's numpy pandas are the most crucial one among all of machine learning model. Then we have to need it pandas. as regular we store it in PD. Then also we have to import Seaborn library, and as regular we have call it as SNS. And also for plotting purpose we need matplotlib and matplotlib library, mainly pyplot. Okay, now we call it as plt. So that's for beginning, it's okay. When we need it, then we'll import our necessary libraries. So first, for starting, for importing the data, visualize that kind of things, it's okay. When we build our machine learning model, then when needed, then we'll import that kind of required libraries. But till now, it's okay. So let's read the data frame first. Let's call that data frame. Then you have to read that. Just see it. Just see that it's a CSV file. So we have to call that function read.csv. So what is the, let's copy that name of that our data file. CSV. Okay, now one thing guys, we have to add one extra. Just see that function first. Shift tab, what happened? Why it's not coming? Okay, no problem. Let's see the data frame first. df.hit. Let's run it. Yes guys, you can see that's our simple data frame that you have seen: books ID, title, author, average rating, ISBN number, everything. Okay, and also we have to drop this one. Just you can see here unnamed 12. We have to drop that one. We don't need this column. So let's check it. Let's drop it. Let's drop that one. So for dropping that unnamed 12, so I have to update the data frame dot drop, then the column name that we want to drop here, and the axis name. If I just search that drop functions on Google, you will understand what is the importance of that axis means. Now let's run it. Yes guys, now you can see we have deleted that unnamed column. That's our final data sets. Now we have to play using that data, df data. Now let's check, is there any null value? Let's check it. Show df dot is null, and let's apply the sum functions onto it. Sorry, you have to pass that value. Yes guys, you can see there have no null value total. So in book ID column there have no, so in no one is any column there have no null value. So from here we will understand that thing. Okay, if there have any null value, then that occurs some value here. Okay? So now let's see some descriptions, statistical descriptions of our data frame. Let's see it. Describe. Yes, let's run it. Yes guys, you can see the counts, book ID, rating and the text, because these three columns only, the numerical column. Okay, book ID, then what, rating count and text. These three are the numerical. But I think why it's not page number is not coming here. Page number I think stored in some text format. Here also these two are stored in some text format. Okay, for that reasons. So it isn't, you can see it's just numerical data. But if you see the data set, if you go to the data set guys, then you will understand. If I see that some text page number, then if you see that at format cell, yes, it's general, not a number. Okay, but if you see that rating, format cell where, yes, it's have no specific format, it's also a general number. But why it's not taking that number page? Let's see the code. Is book ID, it's taken. Rating, each rating counts taken. Text review count, it's taken. Means it's taken which column? Rating count, text review count. Okay, but page number it is not taken here. Why this kind of situations occur? I think why guys it's not okay. Let's run again. Let's see why it's not okay. Let's closely deeply see why, what is the problem of our data set. So guys, why it's not coming? Let's run. It's only, let's see the informations of the data frame. If I see the info, then you will see, because why? Because this is the reason. So just see the first column, books ID, it's the integer type in 64, and it's three, only these three columns are integer type, otherwise the object type, data type is object. Because guys, you can understand. So for that reasons, when we describe the data frame, only it's taken the integer value. Describe, yes, it's taken only these three columns, that is book ID, that's contain the integer data type, and the rating count, it's also integer, and the text review count, it's also integer. So that's the main reason the column is not integer type, that the column is not, rest of the column is not integer type, it's the object type. Okay, I think you will understand. So here the maximum value of the this one, minimum value is 1, books ID, rating count, that's the some simple descriptions of our text. So now let's explore some little bit. So this step that I'm going to do here is the data exploration step. Let's copy it, make it as heading, then a little better for us for future understand. It is the data exploration step. Let's run this. Okay. Now guys, let's see that top 10 books, top 10 named books based on the rating count. Okay, let's see which are the top 10 books, and the top 10 book based on which, based on the rating count. Okay, and you will see the rating count is integer type, then we will easily calculate that kind of thing. Okay, let's count it. So top 10 books we want to count here. Data frame which based on that rating count, based on the rating count. Yes, just it is a string, and that I have taken here that number, maximum number is what you can see, e to the power e plus 0.6 means it's the 10 to the power 6. So just take as the 10 to the power 6 value. 10 to the power 6 means at the end of the 10 we have to take 60. Sorry, f1 3 4 5 6. Yes, then that's all. Now let's sort it based on that value. Let's sort it first. Okay, don't need first. Let's using that plot first. Let's plot it, then we'll try to analyze. So for plotting we have to plot plt, and we have to call that style, which style we are going to use. Style, so style is here the Seaborn library. From here Seaborn white grid we are interested to. So as your requirement you have use your style. Just I am using this style here. And now let's define the figure size. Let's define it, suppose I'm defined it 15 by 50. Okay, now let's define it as that based on the value. Now first which thing, first we have to which plot you are interested, that's the main thing. So that main thing we have, suppose let's call the Seaborn library, and we have used here the bar plot. Okay, now in x which thing, in x we have to take that rating, means I'm taking here that which rating, let's call that column average rating. Based on that average rating I've taken in x-axis, I have taken it as x-axis average rating, and in y-axis I have taken that title of that book. Okay, now our data is what? Data is sample top 10. Now after applying the graph I will sort it based on. Now A is infinite number, which means that color that I am going to use here. Okay, now let's run it. What happened? Module object is not callable. Why these things happen? Let's see. So what happened? So in that line we have done that mistake. Module is not callable. Style, plot style. I have a white seed brown. I have done some mistake, I think. Okay. So I have to use function here. Use seed brown white grid. Let's run it. Again mistake. Okay, no problem. Seed brown white grid. Okay, white grid. I have used that word grid. It will be grid. Yes, as you can see, yes, that's the name. These are the name that we are interested. Now let's see the top 10 books. So for that reasons we have just taking as sorting order, just sorting this thing. So for that reasons we have to add the sorting. Top dot top 10 book, it will be now. We have to apply that sort function. Sort values by based on which sorting, based on the rating count. Based on this value we are interested to sorting that value. Okay, now ascending 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 will be what? False. Okay, sorting by this. Okay, no problem. Now let's run it. Yes guys, now we have sorted that thing. Based on that, now we have to take that top 10 values here. So for that reasons, why these things happen, based on that average count false, you have to take here the head top 10 value. Yes guys, this you can see here, this is the book that is, let's zoom it little bit, 20 by 20. Let's yes, Harry Potter, that one. Then these are the, so but why it's, I think it's taken the top 10 value, but top 10 sort values. Okay guys, we have to update it. Top 10 is equals to, now let's apply. Now guys, you can see this is the top 10 values. Now let's sort that thing based on that average rating. I have sorted that thing based on the rating count. That's the book, that is the first book. It's the that tweet, I think some tweet, it's the book, it's the highest rating. Now we'll want to sort it based on that rating count, average rating, sorry, average rating. Now we'll see what is the average rating here. That's the average rating. So based on that, now we are interested to sort that one. So for that reasons we have to sort again. It's called top 10 based on the rating. Now the same thing here we have to use, just don't need here. Now instead of rating count, I have used here the average rating. Okay, now let's run it, then you will understand. Show but data average rating, yes, ascending is equals to false. Okay, just I have to pass the data top 10 rating here. Have to, in the place of data, we have to pass the top 10 rating, then it will understand. Now I will see. So the top rating value is the Harry Potter, then Harry Potter, these are the thing. I think you will understand. Till now you will understand. Now let's go move further. Okay, let's move further for more exploration. Okay, so guys, now let's see. Now you will understand that step. Now let's see. Now we are going to plot the top 10 authors. Now these are the top 10 books based on the rating counts and the average rating. Okay, these are the top 10 books. Now let's see the top 10 authors name. Sure. So first we have to group by that because they are in the data sets. You will see there have lots of author, and the authors are repeating again. Here you can see J.K. Rowling, Mary. So these are the repeating authors also they are have. So for that reasons we have to group by the author's name first. So let's group by it. So author AUT. In short, I have applied book underscore author. So data frame dot group by group by. So now our column will be what? Group by based on the authors. Okay. Now title. Let's check the title. Okay. Now let's count it. It's title. Count it, and we have to reset the index because we have again from start we have to indexing page. Okay. Now after we have to sort that value based on the title name. Sort the values based on title name, and it's ascending. It's a descending order, so ascending will be false. ACEN. False. And head, let's take head is first 10, and index, as our index name will be as our author name. Sure. Index name will be as author name. That's all. So let's run it. DF. Why DF is not defined here? So okay, let's run again. Okay. Now let's run it again. Yes guys, now you will see what are the book author name. Yes, you can see these are our indexing and these are the title. Okay, title count. Okay, these are the show PG Woodhouse is 40 number of books. Stephen King, it's 40 number of books. Okay, I think you'll understand that thing. Now let's plot that thing. Let's plot it. It will be better for visualization mode. So for that reasons, let's define the plot size first. Here I have taken 2015 as your requirement you can take. So let's take the define the axis first. So x axis will be Cpon library. We have taken that bar plot here, and the data set is this one. Okay, and here we will taken the title axis, number of that book, let count it, sorry, it will be under, okay. So, and it y-axis we have to take its index, we have to take it index, and sorry, a third index. It will be as previous income. Okay, it's our x-axis. Now let's define that x. Let's define the x, actually the plot name that I have plotting. Let's define its title, set title, set title, and it will be top 10 authors with most books. Okay, top 10 authors, it is our title name. Now let's define the x level. X level, and it will be in x level the total number of books, that's half for each author. Okay, now guys, one thing we have to take on the total. So which is the total value, what will be the total value, let's see it. So the total here, let's make a empty empty set first. So for I will be in plot patches. So now we have to append the data on the total set. Okay, now total will be, that's all. Now the final total will be what? Total will be the sum total. Total number will be the sum of the totals. Let's this total. Okay. Now after plotting that, I will discuss why I am using that loop. Then we'll understand the thing. Now let's plot another loop, and again it will be from patches. Okay, now these will be what? These axes will be for these axes. These not axes, this loop will be ax dot text. This is responsible for the text. I same thing. Okay, and it is the width. I am going to, what is the width of the text is the y value. Now string we have to take is round. Okay, now again we have to define the, as your requirement you can define the font size, color, as your requirement you can. So now we don't define, let's take it as default. Now let's define the plot show. Okay, now let's run it. What happened? Totals is not defined. Totals, sum total, we have to take here the total. I have in which line? Yes guys, it is total. Taken here the total. Yes, now you can see the top author is PG Wildhouse. Here you can see that PG Wildhouse is the 40 number of books. Yes, and Stephen King 40 number of books. These are the total number of books that is the author have. This is for total top 10 authors, guys. Yeah, these are top 10 authors, and this is the top 10 with most books. Is the title, the author name. I think you will understand how these things. Actually, this rule is for the width of that particular strip, and this name for the name. Okay, that's all. Nothing else. I think this step you will understand. Now let's move further step. Now guys, now we are going to do which is the book, which is the most reviewed book. Here number of 10th most reviewed book. Now we are going to see here. Okay, first we have seen that number of books is the most rating based on the rating. Then we have seen most 10 valuable author. Now let's see which of the book has the most reviews, text review, that column that we have. Which is the books which have most number of reviews? Let's see. So for that reasons we have to take on the first two columns. This is responsible for. First we have taken the rating. After that we have taken that text reviews. Okay, these two column we are going to show. Rating first, sorry, not this rating count we have taken. After that, which is the most reviewed book, based on that we have sorting that one. Okay, let's see one by one. So first, that the most rated book first. Let's take. First we have to take that, use that sort function, sort values. Now we have to use that based on which we want to sort it based on the rating counts. Rating counts. After that we have taken the ascending Ascending is obviously false. We have interest to descending order. Now that what is the head? First I'm interested here the first of 10 values. So head value, let's define the head is equals to 10. To that, let's index. Our index value will be title. That's all. Now if you run it, then you will see. You see that most rated. Yes. This is the book. First title is Twilight. It's the number one. Is the book ID, everything. Okay, now let's plot it for better understanding. Let's plot it. Let's remove this one. So to plotting this thing, first let's define the plot size. So let's copy the same thing, just I am changing the variable here. Let's copy it. So here plot, yes, I am the same plot size. So x is equals to bar plot, and here data sets we have to change most rated, and here the value, the column they have interesting is rating count. Okay, now in that book author, now at the index, now here I have using that index, which that title index most rated. Based on that, it will take it as our the index. This index now I have to taken here. The index is the title value. Yes, this is the indexing value. Now that's the same rest of the things. Okay, so that title is that top 10 books with most rated. Okay, and in next level I don't need this one, and rest of the thing is okay. Here, okay, one thing here we have to change the data set. Patches. Okay, everything is okay now. Don't need. Everything is okay. Now let's run it. Yes, guys. You can see that's that book. This is the book that have the most rated book. It's, you can see its rating. After that, this one. Also here you can see that thing. Okay, this is the book. Then this, then this, then this one. Now guys, let's try to analyze that thing, that average rating. So guys, you can see here average rating. Now we will see what are the distributions of the average rating. So which of the number of occurrences book they are have that rating, means I'm just try to find the distributions of the average rating. Okay, let's see how we'll doing that job. Let's try to find the distributions. So for that reasons we have to take that we have to add in our data set, that take that average rating. Yes, df dot average rating will be what? Df dot average rating, that's column that I have taken here, and we have taken that things because you can see the average rating type is as a object type. Now we have to convert that things as a float type, batch type. We have to convert it as type and float. Okay, now let's define the figure. ax is equals to plot dot subplots, and let's define it's the figure size. And it's let defined as your requirement. You can define here. Let's I am defined here the 1510. Now let's take the DBSCAN library, C1 library. Here we have taken that is plot df data frame. We have to taken that this column, average rating column. First thing that I have converted simply that object type to a float type. After that, just I'm plotting that things as a histogram type. Okay, and nothing else. That's simple thing. Okay, here ax will be our simple ax. That's all. Now we have to set the title. As your requirement, you can set title. Set title. It's the average rating distribution for all books. And as your requirement, you can define your font size. Font size. Let's say I'm taken here the font size 25. Now let's define the X level. X level. Okay. DEL. Okay. Now in X level we have to take that name average rating. I've copied it. Let's paste. Now let's define its font size. Suppose let's say I'm taking here the font size 20. Now let's run, then you will understand what happened. Where is it? Will not convert string to float. This one it's not converted. Why this kind of error occurs? Let's remove that error. String, why it's not converted as a okay guys, because in our data frame we have to taken its encoder. We have to use the encoder. So since I have not used the encoder, so for that reasons it's taken. So for that reasons, so here when I have readed it, so here we have taken that encoder. T dot error guidelines. Okay. That's all. Now if we just run that, okay. Now if we use the describe, now let's see that run that one. Now what happened? could not convert string to float. Why? Let's explore it again. So guys, why these things happen if is float is not float? I think we have to check the data set. So just see the rating column, average rating column. Let's sort it. Sort it set to A. So let's sort it. Yes guys, you can see there have in that field there have text data. So for that, since we have to remove that text data of that particular row, we have to remove. We don't need that row. So for the artisans, it's shown that error. So let's remove that particular row. Okay. So let's remove it. So to remove it, we have to refine the data frame, and the data frame we have to let df dot what column average rating, and we will apply here lambda value. Lambda is what? Lambda is x, and x is what? X is check. We have to check x is numeric. X is numeric. Now let's close this. Okay. Now let's store it in a data frame. Now if you run it guys, then you will see. Now again what happened? Yes. What happened? Runtime vacancy the Android is 0, cannot be estimate density. Yes, why this type of? We have removed it. Now we have to take it as float. Now I have plot it. Font size 20. Let's just decrease that size. Taken as 15. Float has a object is not has no float has object has no attribute is numeric, right? Okay, because I have already removed that. Okay, now let's because if you run it again, then just run it. Okay, now let's what error is it? It's plotting, right? It is plotting, but the problem is let's see closely. Let's analyze it more closely. So guys, I think you'll understand the problem that we have faced. So because the string, it is not converted into this particular new float value. So for that reasons, because we have already seen that this, if you see that columns that row that average rating columns contains this float value. First we have to remove it. So let's remove that one first. So let's remove that one. So to remove it, so we have to apply the refine the our column. So let's apply it here. So now our data frame will be, so the call we already just paste it. So this is the simple column, not, sorry, it's not this one. Okay, so this one will be, so our data frame df, if this column name, so what is our column name? Now we have to remove the column name is average rating, I think, yes, average rating. So if it is not text, so then that column only we have to take on into our consideration. So let's update it as a data frame. Okay, now if you see the df, then you will understand. Yes guys, now you can see our this is the average rating. Now let's convert it as float. Let's now run it. So what happened? Would not convert it again, that, but why? Okay, we have terminated here this type of things. Because I have already taken updated this one, when this average rating is not text, only we have considered that column. So just see that here. Okay, let's apply the sort of, let's copy the sort of values. Yes, that's the problem. Actually, I have not deleted. Okay, now we have to remove. So to remove that, let's copy, then you can see. Paste it here. Now if I apply the sort value here, yes, that's the problem. Actually, I have used that function, but actually originally it's not removed that. So for that reasons. Again, yes guys, now it is, sorry, yes. So let's analyze why it's not happens each kind of scenario. Let's analyze. Just pause that video, analyze yourselves. So guys, let's run again this. Yes, it's okay. Now let's go to that. Guys, let's delete it. I'm again talking you what I have to do. Okay, just add one. Just see the data frame first. What I have to do here. I have to apply one trick. Just see the data frame. Just apply the sorting technique here. Just sorting based on the average rating. Okay. Here, sort values based on the average rating. So guys, you can see these means these indexes. This is not well arranged. Okay. So first thing, we have to reset that index. Reset this index value. Just if you reset it, after that the thing that we have to do, we have to drop that tree index value. Then all the job is done. Now let's drop it. So let's store these things as our data frame. Now the new data frame will be df, and we have to use that ilog function. Ilog function, and ilog value will be from where? From 4 to, I think 4 to all, 4 to rest of the things we have to take. And let's, guys, now our job is done. Okay, you can see. So our now final data frame is ready. We have ready removed that one. Okay, so guys, now what happened? Rating count, this count. Okay, so now let's run this one. Now let's run, just delete this one. Now let's run this one, guys. Now you can see, yes. So most of the text occurring, that is the average rating, and it is the that is the number of counting, actually number of occurrences in y-axis. I have taken here that one, ax plot size. This is the average rating that I have taken here, and the counting number. So maximum number of times occur is the 4. This count occurs the maximum number of times. Okay, that's the simple distribution. So here 0 occur little bit, but most of the times occurs the 4. Okay, I think you will understand that's simple. Okay, now let's analyze the another thing. So now we will analyze that average rating and the rating count. Let's see the relations between them. Just see the data frame. This is the average rating, guys, and it is the average rating, and this is the text rating counts. Yes, rating counts. So these are the rating counts and the average rating. So let's plot that scatter plot between these two data. You can understand them. Let's plot it. So here our x axis, let's same as replot. Now our data will be, let's see, we have our data has been changed and or something else. Yes, number of pages, average rating 0. Okay, actually I have changed that one. Let's see the tail, then you will understand. His rating count has changed. Publications date, publications name. Let's see that first 50 tail. Language, ISBN number, page number, rating count, rating reviews. Okay, no, data is our all old. Well, no problem. So let's done the job. X is equals to SNS dot to replot that thing. I think from that error you will understand what happened. Actually, in the data that we have error, we have to identify where such kind of error occurs. So as your requirement, sometimes we have to use some tricks, sometimes we have to use some our general knowledge. So that's the main beauty of the data science. Okay, so now our data will be df and x axis. I am taking here the average rating. I think I've copied it. Let's paste. And in y-axis, I have taken that. Which one I am going to take in here in y-axis? That rating count. That's rating count. Means here this one. How many publics are give that rating? This is the actual rating count. Okay. Okay, if you're interested, then you can make its title. Let's write the title. So title will be what? Relation between rating counts and average rating. Okay, and let's set the axis level also. X is our figure name. Set axis. Set axis level also. And in x-axis we have taken that average rating. And in y-axis we will taken the rating counts. Okay, that's all. Let's run it. B plot. I think I've done real plot. Sorry, not B plot, real plot. Yes. Now you can see just increase the figure size, guys. Let's increase it as taken 200 by 200. What happened? Let's set its height also. Okay, let's increase little bit. Okay, I think it's okay. You can visualize the thing from here. So you can see this is the rating count. Most of the times that occurs as the 4. Okay, and it's, you can see its plot look like how many times its rating counts occurs. Okay, that's so simple, guys. Only one books, guys, you can see its rating is here. Okay, relation between that one, it is simple. Okay, now in next thing we will try to visualize that the average rating versus the number of pages in the which number of pages based on the rating and the number of pages. Let's try to analyze. Same thing, just I have to change the symbol. So here I have to take the plot size. Okay, I think in Essence library there hatch. It's not work here. Okay, no problem. Now let's apply that one. Now let's define Ax will be what? Same thing, but just I have to change here this one here. Just a minute, guys. Why it's not working? If I paste it here, now if you run it, okay, no problem. Now let's run it again here. In x-axis it's okay. Y-axis we have to take that number of page. Instead of here I have to take that this one, number of pages. Okay, number of pages, and now data is equals to df, everything is okay. So here it will be relations between rating counts and number of pages. Average rating in y-axis is your pages. Okay, that's all. Let's run it. What it errors? Num underscore pages could not interpret input. Why? Data is equals to okay. I think it's will be better for if we take it here in that side. Okay, let's run. Why? It's I have taken that. I just copy that name. Is it a num page or something else? Is num page. Okay guys, because number for num page is not a float value, so first thing that we need, we have to convert that things into a float value. Okay, so let's convert it first floating. So guys, you have to floating df dot sorry num pages, we have to convert it df dot num pages, we have to take it h float h type. Okay, that's all. Now let's run it. Why data frame has no attribute num page? Okay, no problem. Let's see why this thing happen. If I see this one, data frame has no attributes num page. Why? We have num pages. Okay, Num pages as okay, everything is okay. Let's see, let's closely see. So guys, let's run it. Why num pages has no attribute? Let's see that data info first. What is it? df.inf. They have some. Okay, let's comment it first. Yes, because of that then it's not an arm page, so by chance the data frame error is here. So since guys you can see here the num page there have some spaces, so that for reasons it's shown that mistake. So now we have to copy that one. Okay, now copy that one. Okay, now if I see run it, has no attribute num pages. Okay, now guys one thing we have to do, we have to change the name from our say. Yes, here let's remove that space that makes us some error. Okay, let's save it. Okay, now let's again just run that one. Okay, now come here. Now I can see. Just before add. Just move. Yes, now num page is okay. Now let's, it's guys you can see it's a object type. Now let's convert it as first that float type. Now what happened? Could not convert string to float eng. Okay, I think in that page num page there have some name that's attribute eng, so that for that reasons it's shown that mistake. So first let's, as the same thing I have done here, that I have done in that step. Okay, I have step. Let's take it. Same thing I have to do here. Let's comment it, paste it, sort value. Now we have to going to sort value based on the num pages. Now let's see what happened. Yes, now if you see that num page 000, yes, you can see guys in that num page it has eng us eng. So for that mistake is here. So I think it's the problem, it's not our problem, it's the problem of our data set. Okay, so before starting the thing I have to pre-process that thing, I have to clearly observe that thing. So I think for that reasons this column has shown as the object column, not say any special type of column. Okay, no problem. Ascending equals to true. If you write again, yes, num page, sorry, it's false, it will be false, sorry. Yes, num pages is now. So which from where I have to move that one 0 1 2. So let's reset that index and reset index, and let's see the first 20, then you can understand. Yes, guys. So we have taken the data frames from this value. So means from 4 to all. From 4 to all, we have to take the data frame. So now our data frame will be df.ilog. We have to take it from 4 to all. Okay, because its indexing starts from here. It's an integer value. So after that, I think it will be more better. If you run it, then it's okay. Now let's convert it as float type. Yes, guys. What happened? Cannot insert 0th label already exist. Okay, don't need. Now if I run that info, sorry, I have to pass that argument. Yes, guys, now you can see it's now it is object. Now it is object. So since it's an object, we have to first convert it into the float type, as type float. Now pages as type float. But why this error occurs? Let's see, cannot insert in which line. Let's see it more closely. So guys, let's do the job again. Let's run the dataset once first. Yes, dataset is ready. The step done. We have done that step. Okay. Now guys, we have to see that one. We have to see up to that. Yes, this one we have to run it. Okay, now let's see the data info. Yes, now page number is object type. Now let's copy that one. Yes, as type float. Let's copy it again, and now let's paste it here again. Okay, now run that thing. Okay, now let's see the data type. Okay, now you can see our page number is, sorry, I have to change this one. I have to change this one also. Num pages. Okay, as type float. Now let's run it. Yes, now let's run it again. Yes, guys, you can now see our now page number is converted into float type. Now let's run it. So you can see, so the most of the page numbers are here in that, means that 2000 near about in that regions, it's the most of the density. Okay, between means that between 500 to 1000, between this level most of the occurs, and its rating is 4000. Just I am interested on this reason only. Okay, I am not interested in these reasons also. That's a average rating is low, and this reason also, because its page number is so low in that scenario. Okay, I'm interested only these reasons. Okay, I think you will understand. So that's all for the pre-data thing. Now let's prepare the data for applying the machine learning model. So let's prepare it. Sorry guys. So data exploration job is done. Now let's prepare it. Let's make it as heading. Let's run it. So first thing guys, that I have to make the data in such a way that the first type of data will be between the which rating is between 0 to 1. Second type of data will be between 1 to 2. Third is between 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, then 4 to 5. So that's thing we have to make to refine our data first. So let's make it. So let's grouping the data between in that range. So for that reasons, let's first let's copy the data. So the data to will be, let's copy it from our the filtering data. Okay, let's run it. Yes. So now we have to reform it. Dot log. Okay. Now the first condition is between this level to this level. So it will be F2 dot its average rating it's what its average rating is greater than is equals to 0, and just copy this one, and it's less than 1, less than is equals to 1. Okay, now it's call rating between 0 and 1. Rating between 0 and 1. I think you'll understand. So let's run it, then we will see guys what happened. F2, let's run. Yes guys, rating between NA. So those who are rating between 0 and 1, then you will see here, if you sort it, sort the values based on that average rating, then you will understand. Right? So that's you can see here, just see that thing. Yes, between 0 and 1, between 0 and 1, that's value we got. Okay, rating between, that is the column that we have made here guys, nothing else. So the same things we will apply here. Just copy this one, paste. So we have to make that 5 group, sorry. So for between 0, what happened? So between 0 and 1, sorry, between 0 and 1, then it is greater than 1 and less than is equals to 2, 1 and 2, it's greater than 2 and less than is equals to 3, between 2 and 3. It is greater than 3 and less than is equals to 4. Between 3 to 4. 4. That's all. Let's run it. Yes, it is 0 0 0. Now again run it, then you understand. Yes, between 4 to 5, 4 to 5, 0 0. Okay, so that's the group that I have made based on that column. Okay, now we have to make we have to just prepare the data based on the rating between and the language code, in which code. Okay, let's prepare the data first. So rating data, this is the rating data frame. It will be data get dummies df2 and its value will be rating between. That's all. And the language, and also I am going to the language. It's the data frame pd dot similarly get dummies language code here. Okay, that's all. If you see that, then you'll understand. Let's see. Yes, you can see. Just I am using the one code encoding here, nothing else. I am just using get dummy is that I have done here the one hot encoding, nothing else. Okay, similarly for the language also. If you see the language, then you'll understand. Yes, you can see this is a one hot encoding. 27 language there have, means 28 language there have. That's reasons one language is lesser than the original language. So number of columns. Okay, that's all. So we have done, because up to applying the machine learning model, we need to featureize this thing. Okay, now the next step. So now I am here, data preparation state. So after that we have to apply that concat that features. Okay, we have to apply it. So features, now the features is will be dot, we have to concat that thing. Okay, so which these two thing we have to concat. This one and the language data frame, these two, and and also we need this rating column also, and the average rating column also, rating count and rating column, these two things also we need. Data from the data frame 2, we need first that average rating. Okay, and again we need what rating counts, what yes. Okay, I have to close this. Sorry, rating here. Yes, Okay, so now we have to take that axis as equals to 1. That's all. Our data is prepared. This is a featured data. Okay, if you see, you can see from here. Yes, these are the features that we are interested. Now based on that features, we have to apply the y-axis. So now our final step is we have to build that recommender system. Let's build it. Our target is our target data set is our title. Sorry guys, what happened? Okay, let's run it. So for that reasons we have to pre-process the thing. I have applied that min max scalar. I have applied that. So let's apply the various kind of model. So scalar, we have to apply that module pre-processing, and here we have to import that min max scalar. So I'm calling here insert min max. Let's take that as a function, and you have to apply that features on that particular function. So you have to apply that, but that features, now our features will be, let's transform it using that one. Min max fit, have to fit that fit transform, and not features data. Okay, that's all. Yes, now if you see that features, then you will understand how it is. So it's transform in a same scale. Okay, because guys, you can see it's the different scaling, guys. So for that reasons we have to transform that thing in the same scale. Okay, that's the main reason. So min max scalar I have used here. So as your requirement, we can use that thing. Okay, now let's apply that data. So here I have to apply that nearest neighbor model. So for that reasons we have to import that library. Okay, let's apply the, let's import the neighbors library from that's available on the xscalan import neighbors. Okay, and models also we need that strain and test splitting. Model selection, we have to import what, train and test splitting. Okay, let's run it first, then now our model we have to call will be neighbors. That's one, neighbors, and from here we have to nearest neighbor. We have to select that module nearest neighbor. What happened, nearest neighbor? Sorry, capital M20. Yes, nearest neighbor we have to take, and they have to pass that parameters in neighbor. Suppose let's have taken here the 5, and algorithm I have to choose, taken that algorithm. Suppose let's I'm taking here the ball tree. Just search it, guys. As your requirement, you can change it. Fit that features, you have to fit it. Features this data have to fit from that model. Now our distance we have to take, and also ID list also you have to take. Here model dot which needs k nearest neighbor. Here k neighbor to apply the feature. Okay, let's run it. Yes, it takes some time to train our model. Yes, guys, it's now done. Now if you see the dist, what is this one? Yes, this is. And the ID list, if you see, what is the ID list? Yes, guys, it is the ID list. Okay, now we have to make that our recommendation system. Yeah, let's define a function. So based on this ID, we will take that particular title of that book and we'll display it. Okay, let's see it how we're doing that. Simple thing. So let's take it as book, that function, book recommendation, REC, book recom. Okay, that's the function, and I have passed the name, book name that we are interested to pass, and we have to take the output that's the recommended to like that kind of book. That's our job. So first our thing, that book list, we have to make a empty list, and we have to take that book ID from our the data frame df2, and df2 dot take the title. We have to take the title, and this title name must be equal to that name, that argument that we have passed here. Okay, and we have to take it index. Okay, now our book ID will be book ID 0. Okay, now I have to use that loop for taking that recommendations. So here let new will be in what, this will be in our that ID list. I have taken from here this ID list, and we have to take that ID. Okay, now here our book list name that I have make book list, we have to append that value. Sorry, we have to append here this value df2 the data frame with ilog. Sorry, not it, I have log functions is okay here, we don't need ilog. So one thing here, we have to pass that a new ID, and you have to take its title. Okay, now to return it, return which book list name, means our as our book list here. That's all, guys. Now let's run it. So guys, looks up at that function. Suppose book name, I have taken here that book name, we have to pass that book name on that our book recommendation function that I have made. Sorry, that not I have, that we have made. So suppose let I have taken a book name, let Harry Potter. Okay, so first its name we have to take equals to title. So from title we have to take a title. Let's take a book title. Suppose I am taking this title. Okay, now based on this book we have to give some suggestions. Okay, now let's see which book it has written our training model. Book name is not defined. Oh sorry, capital book it is, capital D. Yes guys, you can see it written that these are the similar book based on this our model. So if we take another book, suppose I am taking from that list I have taken another some books. Suppose I have taken here that Bill Gates computer legend. Yes, he's really a computer legend. Yes, let's run it. Yes, you can see Bill Gates computer legend. Its the corresponding book is Soulmates, honoring the mysteries of love and relationship. That's like that. Okay, so and suppose I'm taking here the what Harry Potter. Harry Potter, where is it? Harry, sort it. Okay, Harry Potter. Harry Potter related documents you have to find. Yes, this one. I've got it. Harry Potter. Let's paste it. Sorry. Why? Yes, guys, you can see that thing. So that's let's repeat the thing what I have done actually from first. So first I have just import the necessary libraries. So after that my main mistake that I have done here, that you have to check the data. So here I have lots of mistake in the data. So for that reasons we have faced some kind of problem. Okay, now after that, after importing that necessary libraries data frame, then we have to explore the data. So first see we have done any non-null value. So for that reasons, after that we have to check. So first we have to analyze that things here, why these things are seen that object. So it's a, guys, you can see it's the ISBN number, but it's shown that object it must be a numeric type data. And also you can see average rating is shown that object. So if I have analyzed that thing, based on that thing, if I've seen the data, then we'll find that error. But I have avoid that thing. So after that we have to face that kind of problems. So no, don't be confused, but it's a good site to learn something new from our dataset. Okay, so guys, after that we have to check this one, then we have to describe this some statistical parameter. Now I have to take on the top 10 value based on the ratings, and that based on the average rating. That's are the top 10 books. And after that we have to find the top 10 authors name. These are the top 10 authors, and also we have plotted the bar plot. Okay, after that we have to plot the top 10 books based on that rating count. And okay, these are the top 10 books based on that the rating counts, sorry, not rating counts. Okay, these are the top 10 authors. Now after that we have to check, we have to just based means we are going to plot that distribution. So about the artisans we have to rectify our data, because we have faced that problem in the average rating. There have some errors, there have some string data. So for the artisans we have to remove that string data. So just I have taken that. So first I have reset that indexing, first I have sorted that value and just reset it. After that I have taken that first I have removed that first 4 data. Okay, so after we have just simple plotting that SNS library. From I have a dist plot, I have plotting to find the distribution, distribution plot in short. You can see now after the same things also I have been plotting the scatter plot to find that average rating and the rating counts that we have. Similarly, we have compute that page number. Yes, the same pre-processing step also we have acquired here, because in page number also they have error, so we have to also remove that one. So that's the page number, mm, uh, that's the plot between the average rating and the page number. Okay, and after that we have acquired the pre-processing step. So the pre-processing step is like that: we have to group our data sets like between 0 and 1, 1 and 2, like that. And we have to taken here on our data sets, we have taken that 4 factors. So that rating between these factors I have taken, that's I have grouping between 0 to 4 group I have made here, and this factor I have taken. After that I have taken the this a language, this factor also I have taken here, and after that these 4 factors I have taken. Just see. So just first I am going to that make the dummies, means I have just using that one hot air coding between the rating between and the language code that we have encoded in one hot air coding, just applied. And we have taken the 2 more features, that is the average rating and rating counts. So total we have taken here that 4 features, that is that rating, which rating it's in between, then the language, then we have taken that at average rating and the average rating count. So based on that we have developed that model. As your requirement, we can add the features here also. You can add that page number, we can add the author name. So if you take that author names also, you have to make that it's a text data, guys. So for that you have to also and convert it some TF idea you can use, or you can use that 108 code that I have used here. So as your requirement, you can do that in yourself. Just take it as your homework. Okay, guys. So just simple. I have make here, take here that four features, and based on that 4 features, we have developed the recommended systems. Just simple. So here I have just in for one thing also. After taking the features, I have just converted that. I have just feature is that hold the features into a same scaling data, just scaling that thing, nothing else, just scaling it. Okay, now after that we have applied that nearest neighbor to classify to the whole algorithm. Actually it's the a unsupervised learning model, so for that reasons we don't need that entire y-axis. So here I have just used that neighbors algorithm, nearest neighbor. And nearest neighbor, the thing that I have taken here, the 5 corresponding element that I have taken. So for the reasons, you can see here the 5 always suggest. So if I just taken that n nearest neighbor 6, sorry, I am taken here the 8 n nearest neighbor. If I just run that model, then guys you can see here, if I just run it, then yes guys, you can see it suggested that 8 books. Okay, because I have taken here that n nearest neighbor is equals to 8. Okay, that's all. And we have make a function simple. The make is function based on like that. It's the function, the nearest neighbor, that gives us the distances and the distances value, and that the corresponding ID list of that particular distances. So here the you can see this is the first 8 I have taken here the 8. So it's written that 8 corresponding ID value 1 2 3 4. Just I have to run it. Yes, 8 ID value it's a returned, and it's written that these IDs distances, based on the distances is written. I have taken the 2 parameters, and we have to, based on that we have to make a functions. I have to take first, I have to take that title of a book name that up from our data sets, and after that just I have used that title to find that indexes. Just I am finding the index. After that we have to take that book name and find that ID list, and just I have taken that, based on that ID I have collected that title name, and I have put it in the book list, and after that we have just suggest that book list to our users. That's so simple thing. So at the end of the day, if I summarize that project, so first just I have built a recommender system is such like a unsupervised learning model. So in that and the unsupervised that I have used here the nearest neighbor, and from the nearest neighbor model I have take the two output, the distance and the ID. So based on the distance and id, from id we have suggest that we have take that id as index value, and based on the indexing I have put up the title based on the indexing. Just you can see it's the book id that I have taken here, and based on that indexes and booked id we have taken that booked id, book name, title, to suggest the user. And this book id that the recommender system that build here, we have taken that four features. The first features that I have taken here, guys, you can see. So here I have taken here that rating, and the rating that I have also grouped in the four categories between 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, 2 to 3, then 3 to 4. And after that we have taken the language, then average rating and the rating counts. These four features I have taken here, okay, to build our nearest to train our nearest neighbor. Okay, that's simple. That's so simple, guys. But the main problem that today we have faced, that data error, that main problem. As you can see, if you just look at the data, just see the page number, it's a numerical quantity. I am not observed that thing first, so for that reasons we have faced that problem. It's a, it's actually string they are have, it's the error of our data. So for that reasons I have take some time. So but it's a good sign, we have listened lot of. Also the average rating, you can see, guys, it's a numerical quantity, but here it's a string data. Okay, so that's a good site. We have learned lot of things from here. So I think you will learn some new concept, new idea. So thanks for watching, and thanks for giving your valuable time. So if you have any problem, please comment below, or if you have any suggestion, please comment below. I'm trying to solve it, and I'm trying to do a more better project in my future videos. So thanks for today. Thanks to all. Goodbye. Good night.